Greetings, Commanders, Cerebrats, and Executors. In this episode, we will be talking about practicing. Perhaps the single most important thing you can do to get better at StarCraft is just to practice. Just play a lot of games. What kind of StarCraft game you're playing, who it's against, and what teams there are matters less than simply playing the game. What you're looking at right now is footage of me practicing. Specifically, I'm practicing playing mech against the Protoss AI that's built into the game. And in particular, I'm practicing using my Vulture Micro to deal with large Zealot armies. That's just a sample of one kind of practice you can do while we talk about practice more generally. So first, one of the challenges with practicing. If you are practicing playing StarCraft often, you will experience losing games. There's no question about that. It will happen sooner or later. You need to understand that this isn't something to be afraid of. Everyone, even the very best StarCraft players in the world, lose games. One of the reasons StarCraft is fun is because you have to work to win every game, which means that when you win, you earned it. This also means that when you're beaten, it's usually because your opponent outplayed you. Losing games often points you to skills that need work if you want to get better. If you focus on learning, games you are beaten in can be very helpful. You don't want to be afraid of losing. If you're afraid of losing, you'll play fewer games because you're scared you might lose them, and then you'll get less practice, and that eventually is going to make you less skilled at StarCraft. If you can put away your fear of losing, you'll be able to practice more and will actually get better. And eventually that will result in you winning more games. One of the reasons practicing is really important is that it is very important to know the theory of StarCraft. What each unit does, what each building does, what kinds of strategies are most effective, all the intellectual knowledge, the sort of thing that you could theoretically write out on a piece of paper without ever touching the game. But there are also things that you simply can't learn in that abstract intellectual fashion. There are things you can't learn about StarCraft by just reading wikis or watching other people's games. There are things you can only learn by playing the game yourself. When you first start playing StarCraft, you have to put conscious effort into even simple tasks, like pressing the right button to build the unit you want. With practice, you'll learn things like hotkeys, and all you need to concentrate on then is, I want a Marine, and your hands will press the hotkey M of their own accord. But with even more practice, the choice to build combat units will actually start to become automatic, so you don't consciously think about it much. It just gets done. The better you get at this, the faster and smoother you can play the game. As you practice more, you'll become more instinctively familiar with the game interface, with how the units move, with which buttons to press at which times to get the actions you want out of your units. This isn't just a matter of intellectually memorizing which hotkeys issue which commands. These are habits, these are muscle memory, and you only get this by playing a lot of StarCraft. There will come a time when you know all the theory, but you'll still be getting faster and more skillful with each practice game that you play, even though you're not consciously learning new facts, because your games are training yourself to be more comfortable with all the operations you have to do. Even if you're not consciously learning new facts about StarCraft that you could express in words, practice will still be making you better at the game in ways you're barely conscious of. So it's very important to keep doing it. There are lots of different options for how you practice StarCraft. Practice doesn't have to be whole games from start to finish. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are a lot of options for what you might do to practice, and it's more important to be practicing than it is to practice in a specific way or to practice a specific skill. It's useful to practice specific skills. It's useful to focus on things that you know you're not very good at and need work and need to to get more work at. But it's more important to just be playing the game than it is to be doing anything specific. That's how you build up that basic familiarity, that muscle memory, those habits that allow you to just do all your actions faster and more easily. Instead of playing entire games from start to finish, you could open a game against the AI, play just the first 5 minutes to practice your opening build order, and then quit and repeat, even if the AI hasn't attacked you at all. You could open a game against the AI and use cheat codes and experiment with where to place your buildings inside your base, how to lay out your buildings, as I was discussing several episodes ago. You can open a game against the AI and just make one unit type, like dragoons or vultures or mutalisks, and practice your micromanagement of that unit against enemy attacks. That's part of what I'm doing in the footage that you're watching right now. You can use cheat codes to build a large army, assign the units into control groups, and then just practice moving a large army around a big map. That is a useful skill to have, and you won't get it if you're only playing the early stages of a game. You can play games in large teams with other people, so you can experience the unpredictability of human players in StarCraft, but the pressure isn't all on you and you alone to win. You can play 1v1s against other humans to try to fine-tune your strategies in a more competitive setting. What's most important is that you simply gain a lot of experience playing StarCraft, whatever kind of game it is that you're playing, and the benefits will add up.
Your forces are under attack.
Orders received. I reach it, sir. Yeah, I'm going. Job finished. Identify target. Report for I reach it, sir. Identify target. Yeah. Yes, sir. Something on your mind? Identify target. All right, bring it on. Destination. SCV good to go, sir. Sir. SCV good to go, sir. Identify target. Is that it?
Your forces are under attack.
Affirmative. Right away, sir. Orders, Captain? Right away, sir. Orders received. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Right away, sir. Sir. Can't build it. Yes, sir. Good to go, sir. Something on your mind? I read you, sir. Orders, Captain? Yes, sir. Something on your mind? Identify target. I read you. Roger that. Reporting for duty. Ready to roll out. Orders, Captain?
Your forces are under
Yes,
attack.
sir. Something on your mind? Identify target. Something on your mind? Proceed. Destination by target. Something on your mind? What do you want, sir? Yes, sir. Delighted to, sir. Absolutely. Orders, sir. I'm going, sir. No problem.
Your forces are under attack.
Is that it? Identify target. Ready to roll out.
Additional supply depots